let's just get right into it. Your Colts in Denver in Mile High against the Broncos. 1-2-1 against 2-2. Big game for Indy. I picked Denver. You picked Indy to win this game, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Why did you think the Colts could go into Denver and get this win?
I mean, because it was both teams that had, started slow almost every game they played so far. And I just felt like Indy needed to win more.
Yeah, and it wasn't pretty by any means. It was ugly, in fact. But a lot of people were hating on this game. I love ugly football. I grew up on ugly football, watching the 90s and 2000s Bears and the 2000 90s 2000s Ravens and the Bucks where it was all defense. This is a great game, and Indy was down most of the game, but just like kept fighting, stayed in the game, and found a way to win in overtime. I mean, credit to them. That's a hard fought win. And in my opinion, sometimes you can tell more about a team in the ugly wins and the hard fought wins than you can in the pretty and the easy wins, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, hats off to Indy had a player step up. They had a Pro Bowler, step up and make a play when it mattered. And
He
that's what they
made multiple plays. You're talking about Stephon Gilmore, right?
yes.
Man, because he had that interception, which, bro, what the hell was Russell Wilson thinking there? Like, you're up 9-6. You got the one thing you can't do is turn the ball over. If you just run the ball, if you throw the ball away, you go up 12-6 there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean that was both on Russell Wilson, and it was just an even better play by Stephon Gilmore because Russell Wilson was just a half a second. If he would have released that a half a second sooner, that's six. But Stephon Gilmore noticed that, and he jumped the route.
Yeah. No, it's a great play by Gilmore. I mean, isn't he a former defensive player of the year?
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's a baller, and so it's nice to see him doing this still at this age. And but in my opinion, it was a mistake by Russell Wilson, and he knows better. And maybe they should have just been running the ball because 3 points there is so valuable in a game that you've gone the entire game and Indy hasn't been able to get into the end zone. So if you go up six, that almost guarantees a win, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially against a struggling offense, man. Indy could not get nothing.
Yeah. And so, I mean, massive win for the Colts. They get back to 500 after a terrible start to the season. A big win in Denver. Credit to them. And for Denver, they're just giving games away. And Nathaniel Hackett is a big reason for that. Um, he's a rookie head coach. He's the offensive play caller. And I think that Russell Wilson is struggling, but I feel like the offense is just off a little bit on timing and chemistry and everything. I expect that to get going later in the season and here soon. I expect the offense to get going, but losing Javante Williams is huge. And, I just, my questions are on Nathaniel Hackett. Is he the right guy for the job? That's where I put most of the blame. What about you?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I mean, he's at at the end of the day, it's his team, it's his offense,
Yeah.
and you have to come out and perform better. But on the flip side, same thing for Frank Reich. You can't keep coming out and starting slow because you, you're lucky that you face teams so far on your schedule, besides the Chiefs that haven't really punched you in the mouth. If you go, teams like Dallas we have coming up, we have to go to New England and stuff. Teams like that are going to punch us in the mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to overcome these slow starts for sure. That's gonna, you keep getting behind on teams. Denver didn't go up big, and so it allowed Indy to stay in the game. You get down 14-0, 17-0. Those are hard to overcome. I don't care how much time is left on the clock.
Yep, I agree.
Um, Good news for you guys though. Rookie wide receiver Alec Pierce steps up with a career high 8 catches for 81 yards. I mean, if he can get going and be the number two next to Pittman, that's huge.
Yeah, man, he had some big catches too. I mean, his catches were massive.
Yeah. And credit to kicker Chase McLaughlin. You guys cut Rodrigo Blankenship week 1. Um, and McLaughlin, he's 7 for 8 since joining the team.
And that's what we need, man, because there was a couple of times where we had to rely on the leg of Rodrigo and he just let us down.
Yeah. How you feeling? You play the 2-3 Jags at Lucas Oil Field this coming Sunday. How do you feel about this game? You know, it's a big game because you don't want to lose and get swept by the Jaguars. So big game to, if you can get the win, avoid the sweep and get above 500.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable because it's in Indy and we usually most of the time win our divisional games there. Now, if it was in Jacksonville, I'd probably take it down as a loss because for some reason we can't win there.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see. Jacksonville coming off a tough loss as well, so they're going to be fired up. Should be a good game. Um, and then the 2-3 Broncos will travel to LA to take on the Chargers Monday Night Football, a big AFC West matchup. You know, that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, for sure.